You ever look in the mirror and feel it deep down? That little whisper that won't shut up? That pull that says, "This isn't it. I'm supposed to be more than this." It doesn't come from arrogance. It doesn't come from ego. It comes from truth. It's that inner voice reminding you, you were built for more. But let's be honest, most of you shut that voice down. You bury it under your schedule. You bury it under social media. You bury it under work, excuses, and distractions. And the worst part? You start to believe the lie. The lie that says, this is enough, stay comfortable, just get by. But you and I both know the truth. That voice doesn't go away. You can ignore it for a while, but it'll come back at night when you're alone. It'll show up when you scroll past someone who made it. It'll whisper to you when you're tired of repeating the same routine day after day. You can silence it with distractions, but regret has a way of showing up when it's too late, when the chances you should have taken are gone, when the opportunities you slept on have passed, when the dream you buried has finally died inside you. See, I know something about that voice because I've ignored it before. I've let fear convince me that staying safe was the right move. I've let doubt tell me I wasn't ready. I've let other people's opinions weigh more than my own conviction. And let me tell you something. Nothing hurts worse than knowing you didn't show up for yourself. Not losing, not failing, not being rejected. The deepest pain is breaking the promise you made to yourself.
Here's the reality. Life doesn't hand you what you wish for. It hands you what you work for. It doesn't reward intentions. It rewards execution. Everybody has good intentions. Everybody says, one day I'll do this. One day I'll change. One day I'll step into my dream. But one day isn't on the calendar. Do you know what's on the calendar? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I've checked 1,000 calendars, never once seen someday. So if you keep saying someday, you'll stay stuck in the same place, and the promise you made to yourself will never come to life. Stand up straight right now and hear me. You have two choices. Either you wake up and fight for the life you promised yourself, or you keep sleeping on it and live with regret. That's it. No third option. No middle ground. Every day you wake up, you're either moving closer to your promise or you're drifting further away. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine two versions of you 10 years from now. One of them is living in the same apartment, same stress, same routine, same paycheck, still saying, one day I'll change. That version is tired, broken, bitter, because they know deep down they didn't keep the promise. But the other version? They look different. They stand taller. They walk into rooms with confidence. They've built something they're proud of. They've fought through comfort. They've paid the price. They've kept the promise. Now here's the question. Which version do you want to meet? Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Stop waiting for someone to validate you. If you don't wake up and claim it now, you'll blink and a decade will be gone. And then what? You'll sit back and say, if only I started earlier, if only I had the courage, if only I kept my word to myself. I don't want you living in if only. I want you living in I did it. Because one day, life is going to check you. One day you'll run out of tomorrows. And on that day, you'll either look back with pride or with regret. So why not start now? Why not give yourself the chance? Why not finally keep that promise you made to yourself? No more waiting. No more halfway. No more putting it off. The life you promised yourself isn't hiding. It's not running from you. It's standing right there, waiting. But it won't wait forever. So the question is, are you ready to wake up and go get it?
Let's keep it real. You've made promises before. Don't sit here acting like this is the first time you said, I'm gonna change. You said, I'm gonna start waking up early. You said, I'm gonna hit the gym. You said, I'm gonna write that book, start that business, fix my life. But what happened? You quit. You let it slide. You told yourself, tomorrow, I'll get back on track Monday. I'll start next month. And next month became next year. And next year became 5 years. And now you're standing in front of the mirror wondering, how did I let it get this far? That mirror doesn't lie. It shows the truth, not just the wrinkles, not just the tired eyes. It shows the broken promises. Because every time you said you change and you didn't, the mirror remembers. Every time you swore you level up and you stayed the same, the mirror remembers. Every time you gave yourself excuses instead of results, the mirror remembers. And deep down, you remember too. See, I'm not talking about failure. I'm not talking about trying and falling short. I'm talking about the heartbreak of quitting on yourself. That pain is different. It's not external. It's not rejection from the world. It's the silent weight you carry when you know you could have done more. Some of you right now are living with that pain. Not because you're weak, not because you're broken, but because you stopped believing in your own promise. You stopped showing up for you. And here's the thing about promises. If you break your word to yourself long enough, you stop trusting yourself. Think about it. If your friend lied to you again and again, if they told you, I'll be there, and they never showed up, would you keep trusting them? Of course not. So why do you think it's any different with yourself? Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, and don't, you weaken your own confidence. Every time you commit and don't follow through, you train your brain to stop believing you. No wonder so many people feel stuck. They're not just stuck in circumstances. They're stuck in self-doubt because their word has lost its power.
But here's the shift. You can get that trust back. You can rebuild it, not by talking, not by wishing, by action, by follow-through, by keeping one small promise at a time. Don't try to fix your whole life overnight. Start small. Wake up when you said you would. Do the workout you promised. Read the pages you committed to. Stack those wins. Build the muscle of self-trust. And before you know it, when you say, I'm gonna do this, your soul believes you again. I'll never forget a woman who once told me, Les, the hardest part of my life is not what others did to me, it's what I did to myself. She said, I gave up too many times. I believed the wrong voices. I didn't keep my word. But here's the beauty. She changed. She started small, 10 minutes a day working on her craft. She cut off people who kept her stuck. She made a promise and finally kept it. And years later, she told me, I look in the mirror now, and for the first time in my life, I actually respect who I see. That's the goal, family. Not perfection, not comparison, respect. To look in the mirror and say, I kept my word. Stop running from the mirror. Stop covering it up with makeup, with filters, with fake smiles. That mirror is your accountability partner. And you know what it's been telling you? Keep your promise. Stop playing small. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting. You've got to face the mirror, because until you face the mirror, you can't face the world. So let me ask you, what promise have you been breaking to yourself? What's that thing you said you'd do, but never did? What's the dream you buried under responsibilities, fear, doubt? And more importantly, what's it costing you? What opportunities slipped away while you waited? What version of yourself got left behind because you didn't show up? This isn't guilt. This isn't shame. This is a wake-up call, because you can't fix what you won't face. And today, right now, you've got to face it. So here's what I want you to do. Right now, not later. 1, grab a pen and paper. 2,
Write down one promise you've broken to yourself, just one. And then write this: I will no longer break this promise. I will honor it starting today. Because your whole life changes the moment you start keeping promises to yourself. That's the foundation. That's the new identity. When you face the mirror, you face yourself. And when you face yourself, you reclaim your power. No more lies, no more excuses, no more broken promises. From here on out, when you look in that mirror, I want you to see somebody who fights, somebody who follows through, somebody who keeps their word. Because that's where real change begins. That's where the life you promised yourself starts to take shape.
Everybody in here thinks the enemy is the haters. You think it's your family that doubted you. You think it's the system, the boss, the economy. No, the biggest enemy you got is comfort. Comfort is what's keeping you from that promise you made. Comfort is what's got you scrolling 3 hours instead of grinding. Comfort is what tells you, hit snooze, you deserve rest. Comfort is what whispers, tomorrow's just as good as today. And some of y'all have gotten so cozy with comfort, you treat it like it's your best friend. But let me tell you, comfort is the friend that's smiling while stabbing you in the back. See, comfort feels good right now, but it costs you later. It's like eating junk food, sweet in the moment, sick in the long run. It's like borrowing money, easy today, debt tomorrow. You know the truth. The nights you choose Netflix instead of working on your vision. The mornings you choose sleep instead of discipline. The weekends you waste instead of invest. You know how it feels. Temporary pleasure followed by that ache of regret. And you can't build the life you promised yourself while living in comfort. The two cannot exist in the same space. I know what it's like to be trapped by comfort. There was a time when I could have played it safe, a time when I could have settled. But let me tell you, comfort is the slow death of potential. It doesn't kill you quick. It doesn't slap you across the face. It just steals you inch by inch, day by day. And then you wake up one morning and you don't even recognize yourself. The fire you had is gone. The hunger is gone. The dream is buried under a pile of distractions and excuses. That's what comfort does. Let me give you the law of comfort. Here it is. What is easy to do is also easy not to do. It's easy to read 10 pages a day. It's also easy not to. It's easy to take a 20-minute walk. It's also easy not to. It's easy to make one phone call that could change your business. It's also easy not to. And the difference between success and failure isn't one big moment. It's the accumulation of all those small easy to do's or all those easy not to do's. Comfort convinces you that skipping today won't matter. But success or failure is built on those tiny choices.
So what do we do about it? We make discomfort our new comfort zone. Write that down. Discomfort is where my growth lives. You want to grow muscles? You got to lift until it hurts. You want to grow your career? You got to stretch into new skills. You want to grow your life? You got to step where it's unfamiliar. Because the life you promised yourself doesn't live inside your comfort zone. It lives on the other side of fear. I once spoke to a man who told me, "Les, I'm stuck. Nothing's changing." I asked him, "What are you doing different this year than last year?" He looked at me and said, "Nothing."
And that's the truth for a lot of people. They want change, but they won't change. They want a new life, but they won't leave the old habits. They want freedom, but they won't leave comfort. And as long as you keep choosing comfort, you'll keep choosing the same results. You think the pain of discipline is hard? Try the pain of regret. You think waking up early is hard? Try waking up 10 years from now in the same position. You think saying no to comfort is hard? Try explaining to your kids why you never kept the promise you made to yourself. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. And you're carrying the heavier weight every day you choose comfort. Listen, life is short. You don't know how many days you've got left. So why waste them in comfort? Why waste them being average when greatness is sitting there waiting on you? When my injury ended my dream, I didn't get to say, wait, let me go back and do it again. I had to live with what I had done. Don't wait until life forces you out of comfort. Choose it now. Step out now. Fight now. Let's make this actionable. How do you defeat comfort? 1. Awareness. Notice when you're choosing the easy way. Catch yourself in the act. 2. Interrupt. Count to 5. Change your state. Stand up, move, clap, shout, break the pattern. 3. Replace. Swap comfort with growth. If you'd scroll, read. If you'd sleep in, stretch. If you'd waste time, invest it. 4. Reward. Celebrate small wins. Remind yourself, I just beat comfort. And 5. Repeat. Do it again tomorrow, and again, until discomfort feels normal. That's how you retrain your brain. So let me challenge you right now. Think of one area of your life where comfort has been robbing you. Is it your health, your finances, your relationships, your purpose? Now make a decision today, not tomorrow. Step into discomfort. Take one bold action. Prove to yourself you can. Because once you taste the power of breaking comfort, you'll never go back. Comfort will keep whispering. It'll keep telling you, stay here, don't risk it, you're fine. But you weren't made to be fine. You were made to be great. And greatness is never found in the safe zone. So step out, lean in, embrace the discomfort. Because when you do, you discover the real you. The one who can finally live the life you promised yourself. The life you promised yourself is expensive. Stop thinking the life you promised yourself is cheap. Stop thinking it's a clearance rack dream. Stop thinking you can grab it on discount. The life you want, it's expensive. It's not sitting there waiting for handouts. It's not showing up because you wished for it. It costs. It costs everything you got. You want freedom? Pay in discipline. You want peace? Pay in sacrifice. You want greatness? Pay in blood, sweat, and tears. When you make a promise to yourself, you are entering a contract, and every contract has fine print. The fine print is the sacrifice. It will cost you friendships that keep you small. It will cost you weekends of fun that don't feed your future. It will cost you comfort, ease, and shortcuts. But let me tell you, you'd rather pay that price now than pay the price of regret later. Because regret charges interest. Regret takes more from you than discipline ever will. You think it's hard to sacrifice? You think it's hard to wake up early, to put in extra work, to say no to distractions? Let me tell you what's harder. Standing at the end of your life, realizing you didn't keep the promise. Looking your children in the eyes, knowing you taught them settling instead of striving. Waking up every day with a quiet ache, knowing you could have done more, but didn't. That pain never goes away. It doesn't heal, it eats at you. So I'd rather pay the cost of discipline today than pay the debt of regret tomorrow. Here's how life works. You will always pay a price, either the price of discipline or the price of regret. The difference? Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. And don't misunderstand, success doesn't come free to anyone. If you see someone living free, someone achieving, someone thriving, what you're looking at is someone who already paid. They paid in late nights. They paid in missed parties. They paid in sweat. They paid in time. They paid in pain. And that's why they walk with confidence, because freedom is the reward of sacrifice. Let me coach you right now. You want to live the life you promised yourself? Then decide, what are you willing to give up? Write it down. What's holding you back? Who drains your energy? What habits waste your time? And then cut it. Cut it like it's poison, because that's what it is, poison to your dream. Don't tell me you want greatness while holding on to dead weight. Don't tell me you want freedom while clinging to chains. You can't hold on to comfort and expect change. You can't cling to average and expect greatness.
The life you promised yourself is expensive, but if you pay the price, the reward is freedom. I once met a young man who wanted success. He told me, "Les, I want to live a life of purpose. I want to provide for my family. I want freedom." I asked him, "What are you willing to give up?" He said, "Nothing." And that right there was the problem. Because everything he wanted came with a cost, and until he was ready to pay it, it would never be his. So let me ask you the same question. What are you willing to give up to keep the promise you made to yourself? Don't get it twisted. Sacrifice isn't punishment. Sacrifice is an investment. When you say no to distractions, you're saying yes to your destiny. When you say no to comfort, you're saying yes to growth. When you say no to the wrong people, you're making room for the right ones. Sacrifice isn't losing, it's trading up. You're trading something temporary for something eternal. So stop crying about what it costs. Start celebrating what it buys. I know sacrifice hurts. I know it feels like you're giving up too much. But the truth? You're not giving up anything that truly matters. Because comfort doesn't matter, distractions don't matter, excuses don't matter. What matters is the life you promised yourself. What matters is the person you're becoming. What matters is the legacy you're leaving. And every sacrifice you make brings you one step closer to that. Understand this. Success has a price, but so does failure. Both demand payment. Both will cost you. The only question is, which price are you willing to pay? Because failure costs your dignity. Failure costs your freedom. Failure costs your dreams. So don't complain about the cost of success. Complain about the cost of regret. That's the real expense. So here's your assignment. 1. Identify the promise you made to yourself. 2. Identify the price it requires. 3. Start paying it daily. You don't get to negotiate the cost. You don't get to bargain with destiny. The bill comes due, and you either pay or you don't. But if you pay it consistently, faithfully, relentlessly, the reward is yours. And that reward is freedom. That reward is peace. That reward is looking in the mirror and saying, I kept my word. Yes, it will cost you, but it will also bless you. The tired eyes, the lonely nights, the sacrifices, all of it will one day turn into gratitude, because you'll look back and realize every ounce of pain was worth it. So don't run from the cost. Embrace it. Pay it. Because the life you promised yourself is worth everything.
All right, enough talking about the dream. Let's get practical. Because motivation without execution, that's nothing. You don't need more hype, you need habits. Habits are what separate the wishers from the winners. Habits are what take that promise you made to yourself and turn it into reality. So let's break this thing down step by step. Step 1, get clear. Clarity is power. You cannot hit a target you can't see. Write it down. Not vague, not I want to be successful. What does your promised life actually look like? How much money are you earning? What does your health look like? Where do you live? Who surrounds you? How do you feel when you wake up? Get vivid, get specific. Paint the picture so clear that when you close your eyes, you can walk through it. Because when your vision is blurry, your actions will be sloppy. But when your vision is sharp, your steps become intentional. Step 2, cut the noise. You cannot keep feeding your distractions and expect your dream to grow. Cut the noise. That means social media that wastes hours. That means people who drain your energy. That means habits that pull you backward instead of push you forward. If it doesn't serve the promise you made to yourself, it doesn't deserve your time, period. Practical tip: do an energy audit. For 1 week, write down everything you do with your time. Then circle what builds you, cross out what drains you. If it's draining you and not helping you grow, it's gotta go. Step 3, master your mornings. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything else. If you start with chaos, you carry chaos. If you start with discipline, you carry discipline. So stop giving your first hour to nonsense. Stop waking up and drowning in notifications. Stop reacting to everybody else's demands before you've even invested in yourself. Practical tip: first hour of the day is no phone. Instead, move your body. Exercise, stretch, something physical. Feed your mind. Read, pray, journal, or listen to something uplifting. Set your focus. Plan your top 3 priorities for the day. Do this daily, and your mornings stop being wasted. They become a launch pad. Don't let your days blur together. Don't just hope you're improving. Measure it. Track it. Keep score. If you're not measuring, you're guessing. And guessing doesn't change lives. Practical tip: keep a journal of your habits. Use a simple calendar. Mark an X every day you keep your promise. Track your workouts. Track your reading. Track your spending. You'll be amazed at how quickly progress shows up when you can see it on paper. Step 5, stay patient. Stop expecting overnight results. Stop thinking 1 week of discipline will undo years of distraction. Patience doesn't mean waiting without action. Patience means doing the work daily, knowing the results are coming. Because growth is like planting a seed. You don't water it once and expect a tree. You water it daily, and over time, roots go deep. Practical tip: focus on process, not just results. Instead of asking, "Am I successful yet?" ask, "Did I keep my habits today?" Because if you win the day, the days will win the future. That's it. That's the blueprint. Clarity, cutting the noise, mastering mornings, keeping score, staying patient. Stop overcomplicating it. Stop waiting for the perfect plan. Start with these steps: simple, small, repeatable. Because in the end, success isn't built in the big moments. It's built in the daily habits you stack one on top of another. The life you promised yourself doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from thousands of small, faithful steps. And if you take those steps every day, I promise you, you'll look back one day and realize you built the life you once only dreamed of. Let me tell you the truth. The biggest fight of your life isn't against haters. It's not against your boss. It's not against the economy. The fight is in your head. Every single day, you are in a battle with yourself. One voice says, stay safe, stay comfortable, don't push, don't risk, just settle. And the other voice says, fight, grow, push, become more, don't you dare quit. That's the real war. And until you win in your mind, you will never win in your life. We all have those two voices. One whispers fear. The other whispers faith. One reminds you of your failures. The other reminds you of your possibilities. The battle is not about talent. The battle is not about resources. The battle is about which voice you choose to feed. Because whichever voice you feed the most, that's the one that grows. I remember being at rock bottom, man. My body was broken. My career ended in one moment. And the voice of doubt came loud. It's over. You lost. You'll never be the same. Just give up. But there was another voice, a smaller one, quieter. It said, you're not done. You've still got purpose. You've still got a fight in you. And every day, I had to make a choice. Feed the pain or feed the purpose. That's the same choice you have. Every single day. Here's the principle. The mind is like a garden. If you don't plant the seeds intentionally, the weeds grow automatically. Negativity doesn't need your permission. Excuses don't need your permission. Fear doesn't need your permission. But discipline, faith, focus, they do. They need you to plant them every morning. They need you to water them every day. So the question is, what are you planting in your mind?
Catch yourself right now. When that weak voice says, I'll do it tomorrow, cut it off. When it says, I'm too tired, cut it off. When it says, I can't, cut it off. Replace it. Speak power over yourself. Say, I can, I will, I must. Say, this is my time. This is my life. I'm not backing down. Practical exercise. Every morning, before your day starts, declare out loud 3 truths about yourself. Who you are, what you're capable of, what you're committed to. Train your inner voice like you train your muscles. Take a breath. I want you to think about the voice you've been listening to. Has it been holding you back? Has it been telling you to settle? Has it been convincing you that average is enough? If so, you've been losing the inner battle. But the good news is, the war isn't over. You can take the microphone back. Stop letting doubt talk louder than your dream. Stop letting fear take center stage. Stop giving the mic to weakness. It's time to flip it. It's time to get loud with discipline. It's time to get loud with purpose. It's time to get loud with faith. Because if you don't conquer your mind will conquer you. Every day, the fight is real. And I won't sugarcoat it. Some days, you'll feel like you're losing. Some days, that negative voice will feel louder. But don't confuse losing a round with losing the fight. As long as you're still breathing, you've still got a chance to win. So when the weak voice comes, don't just listen, respond. Don't just sit there, fight back. Because your destiny depends on which voice you decide to follow. Discipline and regret, both are born in the mind. The habits you choose, the thoughts you repeat, the voice you feed. Feed weakness and you live with regret. Feed strength and you live with freedom. That is the inner battle. And it's the most important fight of your life. So here's the decision. No more letting the weak voice win. No more letting excuses dictate your day. No more surrendering to comfort. From now on, when doubt shows up, you speak back louder. When fear whispers, you drown it out with faith. When weakness rises, you fight with discipline. Because the inner battle, that's the one that decides everything. And if you win inside, you'll win outside.
Close your eyes for a second and picture it. Not the struggle you're in right now, but the life you promised yourself. Picture the house you dreamed of, the health you said you'd fight for, the freedom you've been chasing, the peace of mind that comes from keeping your word to yourself. See it, feel it, walk through it in your mind. Now, open your eyes, because the only thing standing between you and that vision is the choices you make today. Stop saying someday. Stop saying, I'll get to it when life slows down. Life is never slowing down. You don't get to borrow time from tomorrow. You don't get to push destiny off until it's convenient. The vision doesn't wait. And every day you delay, the future you want drifts further away. But this isn't just about you, because people are watching. Your kids are watching. Your family is watching. Somebody out there is looking at your life to decide what's possible for theirs. And the question is, what example are you setting? Will they see someone who gave everything for their promise, or someone who folded, who settled, who gave up when it got tough? That's your legacy. It's not the money, it's not the car, it's not the house. It's the standard you set by how you live your life. Here's the truth. We all leave two legacies: the legacy of discipline or the legacy of regret. One says, I fought for my promise. I lived my vision. I kept my word. The other says, I let comfort win. I broke my promise. I wasted my chance. And you can't escape this choice. One way or another, you're building a legacy right now. So I want you to imagine yourself 10 years from now. Two pictures. In the first picture, you broke the promise. You played small. You stayed comfortable. Where are you? Same couch, same excuses, same frustration, same someday. Now, second picture. You kept the promise. You paid the price. You lived with discipline. Where are you? Stronger, freer, living with peace, inspiring others without even trying. That's the fork in the road. That's the choice you face every single day. Don't just chase a vision, embody it. Don't just talk about legacy, build it. Because when it's all said and done, the money will fade, the applause will fade, the titles will fade. But the example you set, the standard you lived, the fire you lit in others, that's forever. So make sure when they remember your name, they remember someone who kept the promise, someone who lived the vision, someone who left a legacy of courage, not regret.
This is it. This is the moment. No more halfway. No more talking about it. No more waiting for the right time. From this day forward, you either keep the promise you made to yourself, or you admit you've been lying to yourself all along. And I'm not here to let you lie anymore. I'm here to call you out. I'm here to tell you enough is enough. Life is short. You don't know how many mornings you have left. You don't know how many chances remain. And the greatest tragedy is not death. The greatest tragedy is living with your dreams still inside you. There are songs that will never be sung, books that will never be written, businesses that will never be built, all because somebody kept saying tomorrow, later, someday. But you're here now, and this is your moment to say, not me, not anymore. I need you to feel this in your chest. You owe it to the kid you used to be, the one who dreamed without limits. You owe it to the version of you that never stopped believing. You owe it to the future you that's waiting, begging to be unleashed. This ain't about motivation anymore. This is about responsibility. This is about keeping your word to yourself, to your family, to your legacy. Because if you won't keep your own promise, what else do you have? Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. And every day you delay, the weight of regret gets heavier. So decide today, because indecision is still a decision. If you don't choose discipline, by default, you've chosen regret. And that's the cost you don't want to pay. Here's what I want you to do. Right now, stand up. Yes, even if you're alone. Put your hand on your chest. Say out loud, no more excuses, no more broken promises, no more waiting. I start now. Feel it, mean it, because the body leads the mind, and the mind leads your life. From this moment, every decision you make must answer one question. Does this honor the promise I made to myself, or does it betray it? If it honors it, do it. If it betrays it, cut it. Imagine your life 1 year from today if you take this challenge seriously. Not 5 years, just one. 1 year of discipline, 1 year of sacrifice, 1 year of daily habits, 1 year of keeping the promise. Where would you be? How would you feel? What would you see in the mirror? Now imagine 1 year of excuses, 1 year of comfort, 1 year of waiting for someday. Which picture do you want? That's the choice, and the choice starts now. Stop waiting. Stop negotiating. Stop playing small. Draw the line in the sand and step across it. No more halfway. No more someday. This is the final challenge. Wake up with purpose. Choose discipline over comfort. Fight for the life you promised yourself every single day. Because the world doesn't need another excuse. The world doesn't need another broken promise. The world needs you, fully alive, fully committed, fully unleashed. So take the challenge, make the decision, and when you look back years from now, let it be the moment you say, that was the day I stopped talking and started living. That was the day I kept the promise. That was the day everything changed.